Well, these guys are just fed up. These guys are hoping to rev them up. Democratic lawmakers now throwing their support behind these Wall Street protesters. Among them, Ohio Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Congressman, good to see you. So you support these guys. What are they protesting, and why do you agree?
Well, these guys are many young Americans, as well as those who are supporting them today, who are concerned about an economic system that is excluding them and excluding a whole generation of Americans who aren't going to have access to jobs, to decent housing, to retirement security, to a good education. The wealth of America is accelerating upwards, and I think that this is healthy, that it's about freedom of speech, the right to assemble. I'm looking right now at the Statue of Freedom over the Capitol. Let me tell you something. This is freedom. This is America. This is something we ought to celebrate.
So why didn't you celebrate when Tea Partiers were rolling around the country and protesting all the spending and protesting the budget and the debt getting out of control? I don't remember you glomming onto that one.
Well, you may, if you check the record, I wasn't one of those who disrespected the Tea Party, because I saw that as a legitimate
I understand, but you didn't join that rally. This one you want to join.
Let me just tell you, you know, that's the Tea Party. That's about tea. This is about bread. This is about bread in a literal sense.
No, it wasn't about
People's
tea. It was
ability
about,
to be able to have a job.
No, it was about excessive taxation, excessive spending. And
is?
How is that any different than what
are
these
you saying
folks
what's
are
going
protesting?
on? Well, listen, I think the real story here, Neil, I think, is that we're right on the threshold of a convergence of the concerns that are expressed by people who are in the Tea Party about the economy and the concerns that are being expressed by those who are occupying Wall Street. The convergence is over an economy that is excluding more and more people, putting more and more people's homes, retirement, jobs at risk. I think that
who are they blaming, though, Congressman? No, you raise a good point. I think they are meeting in some area here, but who are they blaming? They're obviously going after Wall Street. Wall Street was bailed out. This president bailed them out on top of President Bush's bailouts. So who are they angry at?
I think there are many voices expressing many concerns over dissent in an economy that's excluding more and more people. Now, for my part, you know, I put it on the Fed. I believe that the Fed, which has created trillions of dollars and given it to banks, created money out of nothing, given it to banks, is now a prime culprit in an economy that's basically not addressing the practical aspirations of the American people for jobs, for health care, for education, for retirement security, and for peace.
I mean, let's say the Fed has botched it. What have you guys done? You just dug us a deeper hole.
You know, frankly, I'm not satisfied with a Congress that has approved wars that, you know, one of which was based on lies, a Congress that has not passed a meaningful jobs program that would put millions of Americans back to work. I'm here occupying Congress, Neil.
I know, but Congress spent $1 trillion in stimulus to address jobs. So aren't you part of the problem? We're in deeper doo-doo now.
Only part of the Recovery Act. Neil, only part of the Recovery Act went for the kind of infrastructure repairs and building that I believe is necessary on a multi-trillion-dollar scale to invest in business.
Multi-trillion dollars? We don't have it, Congressman.
Well, that's where, you know what? Guess what? When you have the government reclaim its constitutional power under Article 1, Section 8 to coin or create money, the Fed isn't spending in the public interest. You have the government invest in the country, create millions of jobs, rebuilding America. When you do that, then you see the economy pump primed. You see America going back to work. You see everyone making money again.
We're $5 trillion deeper in debt.
We don't
over
have
the last
to be.
couple of years. So, and what do we have to show for it?
Well, you know what? We have a debt-based economic system. That's what's wrong. We shouldn't be borrowing money from China and Japan and South Korea.
We are.
But I'm saying we shouldn't, and I've offered a new direction. It's H.R. 2990, called the National Employment Emergency Defense Act. Create jobs, give the government the ability to create the jobs, to invest in America. That's what we ought to be doing.
They tried and they botched it. You guys botched that. Didn't happen.
You know what? You don't succeed, you try again. It's our country.
Not with
we have
my
to
money,
save
Sparky. I love you dearly, Congressman, but you're doubling down, and you're more like a blackjack player than a congressman. Stop. Cease, desist,
you know what?
Right?
I'd be willing to play poker with you.
Really? Let's talk. We're going to take a break. Seriously.